Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 4-H Awards of Excellence ceremony. I am Mary Alice Cole, your 2016-2017 Arkansas 4-H President from Izard County. Thank you for joining me tonight at tonight's celebration. We will be celebrating the outstanding work of Arkansas's top 4-H members and wonderful support of our many donors. We are pleased to have the Arkansas Electric Cooperatives to be such a huge part of tonight's program again this year. Please rise as Mallory Perkins, Delta District Vice President from Lonoke County, and Sarah Beth Toll, Arkansas 4-H State Officer at Large from Prairie County, will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and the 4-H Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I pledge my head to clear thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, and my health to better living for my club, my community, my country, and my world.
I am Cheyenne Gillum, 4-H State Officer at Large from Independence County, and on behalf of the 500 4-H members participating in the 2017 Arkansas 4-H O-Rama, I can assure you that we appreciate the opportunity to experience all aspects of the University of Arkansas, conducting a successful program for 151,000 youth would be impossible without the support of many people. We are honored to have a few of these individuals as our guests this evening. We would like to ask Dr. Rick Cartwright, Interim Associate Vice President for Agriculture, to introduce our guest. When he calls your name, please stand to be recognized.
Okay, I'm going to try to stand on this box. Thank you, Cheyenne. I have a long list here, zero preparation. This is probably the normal part of my life, so I'm going to do the best I can. I do want to thank all of the young people and their families here. It's a singular privilege for me, who grew up in the Extension Service, grew up on a farm, did grow up in 4-H and FFA and all those things, loved agriculture, loved my job. Singular privilege for me to be here tonight and talk to you and your families briefly, and to represent the Cooperative Extension Service and the Division of Agriculture. Do want to say special thanks to Attorney General Rutledge here for speaking at the dinner tonight and sharing her wisdom and counsel with us as she leads the state in law enforcement. Would say that just briefly, when she talked about you folks at your age and your admirable qualities that you've learned through this program and through your families and communities, you're leaders today. We're not waiting on you until tomorrow. You're leaders today in your communities and your schools and your clubs, but you are our investment and hope for tomorrow. If you don't, not just me saying that, but ask your family. We need you to take up that mantle of leadership and keep going and do good in this world, because there's enough people doing evil. With that said, I want to introduce this list of distinguished guests, starting with Dr. Martha Ray Sarter, Interim Associate Director for Family and Consumer Sciences in the 4-H Youth Development in the Cooperative Extension Service, and happens to be from Mississippi, but everybody's got to be from somewhere. Sharon Reynolds, District Director for the Ozark District with the Cooperative Extension Service. Beth Phelps, Sharon, you're so small, I didn't see you there for a minute. Beth Phelps, District Director, Ouachita District. And so Jerry Clemens, District Director for the Delta District. That's the 25 eastern Arkansas counties I spent much of my summers in as an extension specialist. Angie Friel, who is now Interim Associate Department Head for 4-H Youth, and one of my advisors on a daily basis about behavior, aren't you, Angie? Ralph Shoptaw, President of the Arkansas 4-H Foundation Board. Judy Riley, Treasurer of the Arkansas 4-H Foundation Board. And is Tom here, Judy? Don't know where she is. But Tom Riley, if he's here, her husband, former Cooperative Extension Service legend. Just ask him. Dr. Darlene Millard, she's a former state 4-H leader for the Extension Service and served with great distinction. And one of the first people I met when I came into the Cooperative Extension Service that didn't insult me. So I appreciate that, Darlene. Etta Marie Belden, Arkansas Alumni Association President. Etta Marie. Johnette Johnson, Arkansas Extension Homemaker Council President, and a guest, Darlene Holliday. Okay. Lisa Gamble, Arkansas 4-H Adult Leader Association President. Savannah Dickinson, Megan Mayo, Cindy Philpott, Arkansas Farm Credit Services. Thank you very much for your support. Ed Mabry, 4-H Foundation Board. Lona Robertson, Interim Dean of the Dale Bumpers College of Agricultural, Food, and Life Sciences. Valued colleague as well. Bill Russell and guest Mary Ryan. Bill's also a legend in the Cooperative Extension Service and now happily retired. Joel and Mrs. Kim Harrison, 4-H supporters from White County, God's country, over there around Searcy. Love it. Dr. Donna Graham, Professor of Ag and Extension Education here on campus, in the Bumpers, on the campus here. I don't know if Donna could be here. Dr. Betsy Garrison, Director of the School of Family and Consumer Sciences, her guest, Jen Becknell. Dr. Mike Looper, Head of the Department of Animal Sciences, and his wife, Jonetta. Appreciate them. Dr. Christina Miller, Assistant to the Vice President of the Division of Agriculture, and another one of my counselors on a daily basis. Brian Helms, Director of External Relations for the Cooperative Extension Service. Charles and Sharon Killian, and their relatives of the late Dale Killian, members of the Fayetteville Rotary Club, and with their guests, Mika Hatcher and Carol Waddell. Thank you. Jackson Alexander is President-elect of the Arkansas Association of Extension 4-H Agents. And Carla DeMint, FCS agent from Izard County and Secretary of the Arkansas Association of County, Family, and Consumer Sciences Agents. And Mary Alice, she's from Izard County. With those introductions, I would like, if you could, please give a round of applause for our honored guests. My wife says, don't say if you could. That's how I grew up. Just say do it. So that's what she does. It is my honor and privilege tonight to make a presentation. And Dr. Sarter, are you going to come forward at this time to help me in case I fall off this box? My privilege to present the 2017 Friend of 4-H. This year, we're honoring a Benton County 4-H alumnus whose efforts to help Arkansas 4-H date back to her membership days, which wasn't that long ago. Days spent selling chocolate bars to raise money for construction of the 4-H Center. And today, she's a regular fixture at the center and brings along some of her parrot head friends, and I confess I don't have an idea what that means. Since her 4-H membership days, this alumna has served as part-time executive director of the Arkansas 4-H Foundation. She rebuilt key relationships with the Reynolds and Wingate Foundations, sowed the seeds for an endowment for the 4-H Governor's Award that currently has more than $12,000, and that's on top of thousands and thousands of dollars she has personally donated over the years to the 4-H cause. And by the way, you might also know that she served as, I stated before, Director and State Leader of the Arkansas 4-H program from 2002 until her retirement too soon in 2009, during which she oversaw a year-long celebration of the Arkansas 4-H in 2008. All of which makes Dr. Darlene Millard our 2017 Friend of Arkansas 4-H.
They told me I could explain parrot heads, but I'd rather just say this was a big surprise. 4-H has given me way more than I could ever return to 4-H, and it's just been my extreme pleasure to serve in any way that I can, and I hope to be able to do it for many, many years. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, Dr. Cartwright. We also want to recognize the continued partnership with the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Please join me in recognizing everything they do to support the youth of Arkansas 4-H. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the screens as a very special 4-H supporter highlights the importance of Arkansas 4-H's highest honor.
Hi, this is Governor Asa Hutchinson. The Arkansas 4-H Governor's Award is the highest award that can be given to a 4-H'er. The award is based on achievement in 4-H and overall contribution to the 4-H program. For more than 30 years, outstanding 4-H members have been recognized for the exceptional work they have put into the program. Not only have they changed themselves, but they have brought out the potential of others they have worked with. This year, we have 4 finalists who are continuing the tradition of excellence in 4-H. I know that each of them will have a lasting impact on 4-H and the state of Arkansas.
At this time, we would like to showcase the achievements for tonight's first Governor's Award finalist, Laura Mayo from Benton County.
I love everything about 4-H. 4-H has genuinely molded me into the person that I am today. Many of the skills that I've gained have come from 4-H, and the experiences that I've gained have come from 4-H. I was about 9 years old. My mom decided, you know, I think 4-H would be something great to get involved in. And we did, and I just came in gung-ho, and I tried to do everything that I could. Any opportunity that came up in 4-H, I really just wanted to try everything, and I was always the one kind of jumping up on stage and trying to get everybody involved. So I really found my passion in 4-H.
I got to watch a lot of the older 4-H'ers in my community go on to state events and be state 4-H officers. And there was one year that I saw Janae Schaffner, and she was a 4-H'er that was in my county with me and was a few years older than I was. And I saw her get elected as a state officer. And that kind of fueled my passion to want to do that. And I saw how much she got to impact not only our county, but our state. And I really just wanted to have that impact on 4-H and be able to serve this organization.
She was elected club president at a very young age, at 14. Okay, so she just kind of blossomed from there. I mean, club president for 3 years, and then team leader president, county council president, and then state officer twice.
Your next 2014-2015 officer at large is Laurel Mayo.
At State O-Rama, when they called my name and announced me as a state officer, it was probably the happiest feeling I had ever felt. I was just overcome with absolute joy and excitement to get to jump into this organization and to really show my passion for other 4-H'ers and for leadership in their lives. I knew that I wanted to show livestock, and then as I got older, my interest kind of shifted, and I still showed goats and I still loved doing that, but my main project became leadership, because I really had, when I became a state officer and started getting involved on the state level, I found that that was truly my passion.
Laurel has this laugh. She's got a great personality, and she's got this wonderful laugh that just makes you laugh with her. A very giving person. We did the meals at Salvation Army, preparing meals. In one year, she wrote down that that was one of her favorite community service projects, was helping others, especially those in need.
I talk to a lot of kids my age that weren't 4-H, and I talk about going on all these national trips and having to do all these interviews for different things, and they didn't have that, and they didn't have that experience. And I think really having those experiences of getting to see different parts of the country and getting to see a little bit of the job world in my youth is really going to help me in the future. One of my biggest, accomplishments in 4-H was being able to serve as a state officer. I got to serve as a state officer for 2 years. I loved every minute of it. I loved being able to just serve the people that had really been a huge part of my life. I think that has become one of my greatest accomplishments, is getting to do that and serve all the 4-H'ers in Arkansas 4-H, because I think that's what 4-H is about, is serving others.
Laurel, please join us on stage to be recognized as a 2017 finalist for your hard work and dedication to Arkansas 4-H. Congratulations, Laurel. Please welcome back our state president, Mary Alice Cole.
Thank you, Cheyenne. Once again, we would like to remind everyone that tonight's event is being live streamed and recorded at www.uaex.edu/4hlive, which can also be found on the back of your program. This evening, we are honoring a very special guest with us to celebrate the many accomplishments of our outstanding Arkansas 4-H youth. Taking time out of her busy schedule to share her message about the impact of Arkansas agriculture and the importance of positive youth development is the Attorney General, Leslie Rutledge. Leslie Rutledge is the 56th Attorney General of Arkansas and the first woman to be elected to the office. General Rutledge believes face-to-face conversations lead to real solutions. Since taking the office, she began a mobile office for all 75 counties, a military and veterans initiative, a metal theft prevention program, and a cooperative disability investigation program to stop fraud and Social Security disability. Along with making the office more accessible, General Rutledge's priorities have included creating more awareness of the office's services, such as a consumer protection and internet safety education, leading efforts to combat domestic violence, and focusing on making the law office the top law firm for Arkansans. In addition to our state responsibilities, General Rutledge actively works on multi-state issues with other attorneys general, to include serving as vice chairwoman of the Republican Attorneys General Association and vice chairwoman of the National Association of Attorneys General Southern Region. She also reestablished and co-chairs the National Association of Attorneys General Committee on Agriculture. At this time, it is my distinct honor to introduce you, Arkansas Attorney General Leslie Rutledge.
I've never been this tall. How about that? Well, thank you, Mary Alice, for a fantastic introduction. I told her after dinner, and she introduced me, I said, "You did the best job." Normally, when I'm introduced, everyone says the plural of attorneys general wrong. So has she not just done a fantastic job? I mean, all right. And since you used all my lines, Doctor, I'm going to try not to fall off this box too, but if you can pull me up as well. Listen, it is such an honor to be here with you guys tonight and to celebrate your awards. I want to let you know at the onset, though, that unfortunately, after I speak, I've got to leave because I've got to be back in Little Rock and on TV in the morning at 6. I was on television this morning at 6 after 3 hours of sleep, and so I've got to get back on the road after traveling all over the state the last couple of days. But I just want you to know how proud I am of each of the award recipients, and I really wish that I could stay and be here with you longer this evening. In my bio, it's mentioned that I reestablished the Agriculture Committee of the Attorneys General Association, but agriculture is such a big part of my life. And I know that's a big part of 4-H. I grew up on a cattle farm, and I'm now married to a row crop farmer. So I grew up in a cattle farm in Independence County. I know one of our board members here is from Independence County, so I always like to give a shout out to my home folks, and Izard County's pretty close. Now, I know that you all don't know where all the counties are, because unless you're a weatherman or a statewide elected official, you don't know all the counties, and that's all right. I didn't even know I grew up on a cattle ranch until I married a row crop farmer. I thought they just had ranches in Wyoming and Montana. But I learned after being married to Boyce that I raised on a cattle ranch. You know, always at the dinner, I shared this with them. I always give a shout out to Farm Bureau. We got any Farm Bureau members in here? All right. Well, I always give a shout out to Farm Bureau for their support of these programs, but also it was because of Farm Bureau I met my husband. In 2013, when I was on the campaign trail, I went to the Women's Luncheon and Fashion Show as part of the State Farm Bureau Convention, and it was at the Marriott Hotel in Little Rock, and after the luncheon, I walked across the street to the Capitol Hotel for an event that the now governor, Governor Hutchinson, was having, the First Lady was having for him. It was a tea, and as we walk across into the Capitol Hotel, my friend Julie stops and talks to this gentleman. I hand him my campaign card, said, "Love to have your vote," and I roll on. And I go upstairs and I tell all my single girlfriends, I said, "Ladies, we're a bunch of fools. There's 1,000 men across the street, and here we are having tea with all these women." And this farmer from Marion kept calling me, and I thought, why is this farmer from Marion calling me all the time? Well, finally, my friend Julie explained it to me. I guess that's how I ended up being almost 40 and not married. But, and so now I tell my friends, I said, "Listen, Farm Bureau is the best deal. For $35, you get a catfish dinner and a husband. You just can't beat it." So There's my plug for Farm Bureau. And 4-H is such an incredible program. I want to thank all the, not just the sponsors and everyone that, that was recognized earlier for your support of this program, but also the parents for having the vision to have their children involved in such a remarkable program and teaching those leadership skills and those values. As I like to say, I come from good stock, and I know that each one of these students that are here tonight comes from good stock because you have them here and part of 4-H. So I want to give the parents a round of applause. And are you all having a good time this week? That's what I meant to ask. All right. Now, how many of you are going to have your dancing skills on display later? All right. See, that's another reason why I couldn't stay, because I'm not allowed to dance in public anymore. Because I am so familiar with 4-H and the Extension Service, back during the legislative session, one Sunday I was reading an article in the paper about how there was a shortfall in funding for the Extension Service. So right then I sent a text message to my chief of staff and I said, I know what I'm getting ready to do with $2.5 million. And that's what we did, was give that $2.5 million to the Extension Service so that way they could continue this good work. Because the skill sets that you all are receiving will be with you for your entire life. As I'm out traveling around the state, as I mentioned, I've been all over this part of the state in the last couple of days. I started out yesterday morning about 7 a.m., left Central Arkansas, stopped in Clarksville, came to Rogers, went to Jasper. We got anyone here from Jasper? All right, I see. There's no easy way to get to Jasper if you don't have a helicopter. But it's so beautiful, Buffalo River, there's so many wonderful things and great tourist attraction. Back from Jasper to Fayetteville this morning, started off, went all over this area, and then tomorrow we'll travel all over. And I do this as part of what I call Rutledge Roundtables. I'm a big fan of alliteration, so anything that has a bunch of R's in it, I'm on board with. And so as part of my Rutledge Roundtables, it gives me the opportunity to get out and visit with people, and I started these roundtables based on a lesson that I learned in college. And it wasn't when I was sitting here in the classrooms at the University of Arkansas, but rather when I was back home in Batesville. And during the summers, I flagged traffic for the highway department. That's right. There's a video of me out there in that orange vest and a cap. Because when you have a big brother, they want to make sure there's evidence. But during those very hot days of standing out on the side of the roadway when it's 100.5, I saw that sometimes, and unfortunately, there could be a disconnect between the people who worked in the office and the men and women out on the road. So I want to make sure, as your Attorney General, there's not that same disconnect between those of us who happen to work in Little Rock and all the communities across the state that we serve. As part of these roundtables, last year we had regulatory roundtables. Again, anything with a bunch of R's. And during the regulatory roundtables, 42 of them, I go to every county every year, all 75 counties. During the regulatory roundtables, 42 of them were agriculture-based. And at many of those, and even this year, as I'm having roundtables, meeting with faith and civic leaders, a lot of these extension agents attend the roundtables, and I appreciate that. But what I want you all to know is not only do they share issues and concerns that are going on in our community and state, but their eyes absolutely light up when they talk about their 4-H'ers. When they talk about how they watched one of you all blossom from someone who has trouble speaking in public, which is by far the most intimidating thing that anyone will ever do, and how you all have turned into fantastic public speakers. How a young man with autism, and I've got a nephew that's autistic, how a young man with autism reeled in a big old fish. Every time they brag about all the amazing things that their 4-H students are doing, and they say, I can't wait to see what he or she's going to do next. And I can't either. I know in this room that we have people that are going to be scientists, doctors, farmers, ranchers, teachers, perhaps future extension agents. We may have the next president of the United States, or not the next. We may have a future president. Let me correct that. Getting a little ahead of myself here. Y'all aren't that old. You got to be 35. But we may have a future president or governor right here in this room. And as I talked about earlier, and is that when people say, these young people, they're our leaders of tomorrow. They are going, these are our future leaders. You know what I tell them? No, they're not. They're leaders today. You are leading by example in ways that your classmates, they see it. You are leading by your good manners, by your commitment to volunteering and taking care of your communities, by having a wonderful looking goat, Laurel. That was some good looking goats, wasn't it? But by taking the time and caring about it and understanding the values, you guys are really leading today. And I know that when you're on Snapchat and Instagram, and so by the way, parents, I'll let you in on a secret. If your kid has a Facebook page, it's just so you'll have something to look at, because they're not on Facebook. They're on Snapchat and Instagram and every other form of social media, and parents, we all have to be on social media, and we all have to know what they're looking at. And so, but I know that those of you all that are using social media, you're being nice and respectful, and your peers see that. And you also see when others are not being nice and respectful, and that the leaders in this room are the ones that shut that down. They go out of your way to be nice to the student that hasn't had someone be nice to them in a long time. And it's because of the values that are instilled in you from the 4-H program. And the confidence, I talked about the public speaking, and the confidence that each one of you all have is remarkable. I don't know that I had that sort of confidence when I was your age. I would say to you guys, as you think about your careers and your future, just a couple of thoughts. One, never lose sight of your goal. Whatever your goal is, and not to sound like Will Smith in Pursuit of Happiness, where he tells his son, don't let anybody tell you that you can't have your dream. But don't let them. Stay focused on what you're interested in, what you're committed to. Take advantage of all these incredible programs. And don't let 4-H be the best kept secret in Arkansas. That there are so many folks that you go to school with that could really benefit too. And it takes a real leader to go recruit other people to be part of something and to also be a leader. So go out there, recruit friends to be part of this organization. And think about the words from a couple of things from the good book. First, from Psalm 90:12. Psalm 90:12 tells us to teach us to number our days so we may gain a heart of wisdom. That we've only got so many days here to see what we can accomplish, to have this sort of impact. And so as it's not just another school year, another summer, another fair, another project, another 4-H O-Rama. That's another opportunity for you to do something great and for you to do something to help your fellow man. And I'd also remind you of the story of Nehemiah. Nehemiah, in the story of the good book, was called to build a wall around Jerusalem. And all of Nehemiah's naysayers, I'm sure when you go to do things at times, you may have had naysayers in your life. I tell people, if you can get through junior high, you can get through anything. And Nehemiah had all these naysayers. Nehemiah, get down from that wall. You can't build that wall, Nehemiah. And he said, no, God called me to build this wall. and therefore I'm going to build this wall. Each one of you were called to do something. Each one of you has a purpose. And so make sure that you don't come off that wall just like Nehemiah didn't come off his wall, and that you see your purpose out and have an impact on our state even greater than what you are already doing. And as you're on social media and seeing friends or people you go to school with being mean to one another, keep in mind the words of our former governor, Mike Huckabee. Some of you all may see Governor Huckabee now as he does interviews on Fox, and we certainly see his very impressive daughter as she's working for President Trump in the White House and being an excellent representative of our state. But Governor Huckabee had a sign in his office, and he still has that sign if he does an interview from home, and it says, "Come, let us reason together." So whether it's someone being ugly on social media, someone being disrespectful, having a different view than you do, then sit down and reason together and have those discussions, share your thoughts, but most importantly, listen to their thoughts and reason together. I can't wait to see what you all become. It has been such an honor to be here tonight. It's an honor to be your Attorney General. God bless each and every one of you. God bless 4-H, and God bless Arkansas. Thank you so much. Thank y'all.
Thank you, General Rutledge. On behalf of Arkansas 4-H, I'd like to say sincerely thank you for sharing your story, as well as your vision for the future of Arkansas. At this time, I would like to showcase the achievements of tonight's second Governor Award finalist, Stephanie Williams from White County.
I was 5 years old, and the first thing I remember doing is going to our county cooking competition at Harding University and cooking cloverbud cookies. They're my favorite cookies in the world, still to this day, and I remember doing that. And I also remember showing a cow, or I tried to show a cow. I've kept doing cooking competitions. I've gone to county, district, and state levels in cooking competitions. And eventually, a few years ago, our family's come out with a cookbook. It's called A Treat for the Week and More. There's all our award-winning recipes that we've won in 4-H competitions and fairs. And through that cookbook, 4-H has also been promoted, because that's what we base a lot of what we've done is through 4-H. As I kept getting older, I kept doing more competitions. I started doing Agri-Day. As I kept cooking, got more into the livestock. Once you get older, you get to start going on the trips. So I got to go to DC and Atlanta and Kansas City, and it just kept progressing, and you get to know more people and go to camps and then eventually be counselors.
Stephanie's been a great asset for White County as far as her leadership abilities that she has, and she portrays 4-H in everything that she does, whether it be cooking or livestock or leadership or competitive activities or counselor. She's always willing to kind of lend a helping hand wherever it's needed. She's just been invaluable to us.
And I would say we have some of the best extension agents that are help us do things and what we want to do. I feel like the biggest thing I've gained is friendships. I know people now in Puerto Rico and Hawaii and Alaska, and then the kids from Arkansas have gotten to learn them more and just be better friends to them. And so I feel like I've gained lifelong friends. I have a love for animals, and that's where my passion lies. So the big thing I focused on was the Humane Society. At the State O-Rama, I won in Technology Showcase a few years ago. Through the Technology Showcase, I made coloring books, I made boards, PowerPoints, everything that I could set in banks, in schools, and show kids. And through that, Animals Got Homes, people gave stuff back to the Humane Society.
The interesting thing about Stephanie is she didn't stop with just being a good kid that's polite and does well in school. She's taken everything that she's done and turned it into something that she has both excelled at and something that she has used in a way to lead and mentor others, which I know is the goal of 4-H.
Through 4-H, it's also brought me into the horses, so I'm now the Arkansas State Fair Rodeo Queen, which gave me a scholarship to Southern Arkansas University. So I have a 4-year scholarship there and to be on their rodeo team. And so it's given me a big jump, a big head start in college. I also know how to cook, for it's given me cooking skills like none other, so I won't starve in college or anything. The people skills, like I said, getting to know people and having friends.
Stephanie, please join us on stage to be recognized as a 2017 finalist for your hard work and dedication to Arkansas 4-H. Congratulations, Stephanie. Now let's welcome back Mary Alice Cole.
At this time, Ethan Parker, Ozark District Vice President, and Lane Fritch, Arkansas 4-H Officer at Large, will introduce the state scholarship winners. We ask that during the awards you do not come to the front to take pictures to keep the program flowing. We have a photographer taking pictures of tonight's winners, and these pictures will be made available to you for free. You can access them using our link to our Flickr account, which can be found on your program. For your enjoyment this evening, we also have a photo booth set up outside at the entrance so you can take photos after the ceremony. The purpose of the 4-H Scholarship Program is to recognize the outstanding 4-Hers for their accomplishments in project work, citizenship, leadership, and to encourage additional study at institutions of higher learning. Few statewide organizations can boast about giving over $100,000 in scholarship money, but this year Arkansas 4-H has set a new record, and we are giving a total of $106,850 in scholarships, and these scholarships being given tonight. This year's recipients will come forward to receive their scholarship checks as we give you some information about each scholarship. Dr. Rick Cartwright and Mr. Ralph Shoptaw will be assisting with the awards.
The Sue Marshall Endowed Scholarship is presented annually to a 4-Her who plans to pursue a degree in human development and family sciences, with preference given to students attending the University of Arkansas. This year, we have 2 recipients of this award, who will each receive $8,000. The first recipient is Mallory Perkins from Lonoke County. The second recipient is Brianna Lewis from Montgomery County.
The Ada and Tyrell Anderson 4-H Scholarship was established to recognize and memorialize the care and concern that the Andersons had throughout their lives for youth in Madison and Washington counties. This year's recipient is Katie Gardner of Washington County, who will receive $6,000.
The Robert D. and Betty F. Oliver Scholarship was originally created to honor the Olivers' parents. The scholarship is for a 4-H member who plans to pursue degrees from the University of Arkansas and have excelled as leaders and citizens within their community. This year, Austin Stagner from Lonoke County earned the scholarship. Austin will receive $4,000.
This year's recipient of the John W. White Scholarship is Allison Creasy from Benton County. Allison will receive $1,000.
The Dennis R. Millard Memorial 4-H Scholarship was created to assist a past or present 4-H member enrolled at a 2- or 4-year institution. The 4-H member must have excelled in leadership, community service, and 4-H mentoring. This year's Millard Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Julianne Hale of Grant County, who will receive $1,000. Joining us on stage to present the scholarship is Dr. Darlene Millard, former 4-H department head and wife of the late Dennis Millard.
Next is the CA and Joy Vines Scholarship. Mrs. Vines was an outstanding 4-H member and a lifetime supporter of extension work. Mr. Vines spent 40 years with the University of Arkansas, serving in various roles, such as a county extension agent and an interim vice president for agriculture. He also served the Arkansas 4-H Foundation and was instrumental in the building of our beloved 4-H Center. The recipient of this scholarship is Emma Williams from White County. Emma will receive $1,000.
This year's recipient of the Mary Radcliffe Memorial Scholarship will receive a $1,000 award. This year's winner is Gabby Sisk of Franklin County.
The next scholarship was established in 1981 and recognizes a graduating high school senior and an Arkansas 4-H teen star who has done outstanding work in the area of leadership. Lake and Rainbow from Searcy County is the recipient of the Zach O. and Jeannie D. Jennings Scholarship. Lakin will receive $1,000.
The Oaklawn Jockey Club Arkansas Livestock Show Scholarships are sponsored by the Arkansas State Fair. To be eligible, a 4-H member must have shown livestock at the State Fair during the past 3 years and be a high school senior. The first recipient is Mesa Coots of Washington County. The second recipient is Mason Reed of Randolph County. The third recipient is Austin Cook of Faulkner County. The final recipient is Kimberly Kay of Benton County. Each of these recipients will receive $400.
The Raymond C. Cox Scholarship is made possible by the Arkansas 4-H Alumni Association. The Alumni Association awards their scholarships in honor of the late Raymond C. Cox, the first state chairman. Mrs. Etta Marie Belden, representing the Alumni Association, will make the presentation. This year's recipient is Blake Helms from Clark County. Blake will receive $500. This year's second recipient is Sarah Beth Toll from Prairie County, who will also receive $500.
In 1994, Arkansas 4-H members gained the opportunity to apply for the Maida's Asbel Scholarship. Mrs. Asbel was a longtime supporter of 4-H, and this year's recipient has been a devoted 4-H member. Making this presentation is Mr. Ralph Shoptaw. This year's recipient is Mary Alice Cole of Izard County. Mary Alice will receive $400.
The Seidenstricker Family Scholarship was established to recognize an outstanding Arkansas 4-H member. This year's recipient is Brittany Crawley from Benton County. Brittany will receive $1,000.
Arkansas 4-H is pleased to offer the Fayetteville Rotary Club Dale Killian Memorial Scholarship. This student must be from Washington County and planning to attend the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville. The recipient this year goes to Cody Robke from Washington County, who will receive $1,000. Joining us on stage to present this award this evening are Mr. and Mrs. Charles and Sharon Killian, family of the late Dale Killian, and members of the Fayetteville Rotary Club. Or not.
This year's recipient of the Larry Sandage Arkansas Forage and Grassland Scholarship must attend college in the state of Arkansas and planning to pursue an education and career focused on forages, grassland management, or cattle production. This year's Sandage Scholarship is awarded to Ethan Parker of Benton County. Ethan will receive $500. This year, we're honored to present a new scholarship, which is very special to our friends in the livestock industry. The Mr. Bill Outstanding Animal Science 4-H Scholarship was created to continue the incredible legacy of Mr. Bill Doro, who worked for years at the Arkansas State Fair. Mr. Bill loved working with youth, and his memorial scholarship is awarded to a past state fair exhibitor who has exemplified excellence in leadership and has demonstrated a commitment to pursuing a career in the animal science industry. This year's scholarship recipient is Laken Rainbow of Searcy County, who will receive $1,500. Joining us on stage to present the award is Dr. Chelsea Arns, 4-H Youth Livestock Specialist. Congratulations to these winners. Let's give them all another round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, please again turn your attention to the video screens as we highlight the achievements of tonight's third Governor's Award finalist, Katie Gardner from Washington County.
I like 4-H because of the endless opportunities it provides and the doors that it opens. For someone like me, I've never grown up on a farm, I've never even had a pet, and there's often a stereotype that because I'm in 4-H, I live on a farm and I have animals that I show in the fair, but 4-H truly has shown me that the project opportunities are truly endless. Whether you be interested in animals or be interested in dance, there is a place for everyone in 4-H, and I think that's what makes it so special. It is a program that truly invests in not only you now and your projects, but in the future. It's a program that takes the learning experiences that you've had through your projects and gives you a long-term goal and a long-term plan to pursue.
I have known Miss Katie Gardner since she was in the 4th grade when she and her classmates came to our hospital with lap robes that they had made and they were donating to our veterans. She has become one of our teen volunteers and has volunteered for 5 years. And she loves our veterans and our veterans love her.
I remember whenever I was first getting involved in 4-H, I went to perform in a nursing home for the first time. And I was very interested in dance. And whenever I realized that this was an opportunity where I was able to serve others and do something that I loved and do it through a 4-H project, that's when I really realized that 4-H was something I wanted to be a part of because it truly gives you an opportunity to do something that you love.
She has learned responsibilities. She has learned to speak very well, and I think these are avenues that will take her far in what she wants to do with the rest of her life.
I would have never dreamed that I would be serving in 4-H at the state and national level. Since then, I have been my county's 4-H president, I have been a state 4-H ambassador, and most recently I was named a member of the National Congress Youth Design Team, which is super exciting. I get to be in charge of planning the National 4-H Congress in Atlanta, and I could not be more thrilled to be a part of such an incredible team and have this incredible opportunity through 4-H. One of my favorite things that 4-H has provided me are the people that I have encountered and the connections that I've made through 4-H. And this is far beyond just right here in my county or just in my state, but it's worldwide. I've made friends living in Puerto Rico and Hawaii, and these friends are people that I'm in contact with every day. And it's incredible to me that 4-H is something that we are able to have a universal bond through. It's something that, although we might not always speak the same language, we are able to connect with each other on this incredible level where we're interested in the same projects or the same topic areas. And these are things that we're able to connect with because we are all 4-Hers and we all have green blood.
I think Katie's smile is the first thing that you notice. And that is very important as a volunteer, as a community-minded person, and a young person dealing with our veterans. You know, sometimes they may not feel real well, but they get that sunny smile from that volunteer, and it makes their day, and it makes all the difference.
It's honestly hard to pick out one thing that stands out as a highlight for me in my 4-H experience, but the incredible opportunities that Arkansas 4-H has provided me are ones that I will cherish forever. Arkansas 4-H is a program that has invested in my life and is a program that truly cares about the future of the youth that it supports, and I think that that's speaks for itself about how incredible 4-H is in the lives of our youth.
Katie, please join us on the stage to be recognized as a 2017 finalist for your hard work and dedication to Arkansas 4-H. Congratulations, Katie. At this time, please help me in welcoming back State Officer at Large Cheyenne Gillum.
Thank you, Lane. The next group of winners has worked hard to make their projects the best that they can be, and they have excelled in their project areas. Through 4-H projects, members learn life skills such as decision-making, communication, responsibility, service to their community, and record keeping. Tonight, we are honoring these outstanding 4-H members for their hard work. Many years ago, Mr. C.A. Vines, an extension legend, established the Vines Medallion as a form of recognition for state record book winners. Mr. Rolf Shoptaw, president of the Arkansas 4-H Foundation, will present these medals to the winners. Announcing our prestigious winners are Sarah Beth Toll, Officer at Large from Prairie County, and Mallory Perkins, Delta District Vice President from Lonoke County. As we recognize our 2017 state project winners, we would like to give a special recognition to the organizations, businesses, and individuals through their contributions. Make this recognition possible. Many friends of 4-H have provided the resources to make each record book winner's trip to National 4-H Congress a reality. Please hold your applause until after each group of record book winners have been recognized.
Thank you, Cheyenne. Tonight's first category of record book recipients represent the Animal Science Initiative areas and will be sponsored by the 4-H Livestock Fund, the Arkansas 4-H Foundation, and the Arkansas State Fair. Allison Watson, Benton County, Rabbits. Ty Connolly, Benton County, Sheep. Mackenzie Brandon, Benton County, Goats. Bethany Stepmeyer, Benton County, Sheep. Allison Sellers, Faulkner County, beef. Keela Barney, Polk County, animal science. Emily Branham, Sebastian County, poultry science. Tanner Riddle, Van Buren County, dairy. Nick Pullman, Washington County, beef.
The next category of record book winners come from the Encouraging Individual Development Initiative areas. These awards are sponsored by the Arkansas Association of Extension 4-H Agents, the Arkansas 4-H Foundation, Mr. Bill Russell in memory of Dr. Lynn Russell, Arkansas Farm Bureau, Mr. Joel and Mrs. Kim Harrison, and the Arkansas Cooperative Extension Service. Kendall Yarborough, Benton County, leadership. Joining us on stage to present the award is Jackson Alexander, President-elect of the Arkansas Associate of Extension 4-H Agents. Ashley Mayo, Benton County, leadership. Kristen Phillips, Benton County, photography. Joining us on stage to present the award is Mr. Bill Russell, husband of the late Dr. Lynn Russell. Taylor Fryer, Hot Spring County, achievement. Zach Williams, Howard County, Arts and Humanities. Joining us on stage to present the award are Mr. Joel and Mrs. Kim Harrison, longtime friends of 4-H from White County. Kate Mead, Independence County, citizenship. Sarah Gardner, Washington County, Achievement.
Our next record book winners are for the Enhancing Health and Wellbeing Initiative area. These awards are sponsored by the Sue Marshall Endowment and Riceland Foods. Sydney Baumstead, Benton County Health and Fitness. Jacob Cole, Izard County Health and Fitness. Elizabeth Anderson, Mississippi County Safety. Casey Frederick, Sebastian County Foods and Nutrition, Food Preparation. Laney Rebke, Washington County Foods and Nutrition, Food Preparation. Zach Core, Washington County Foods and Nutrition, Food Preparation. Emma Farron, White County Health and Fitness.
The next group of advanced record book winners will be representing the extended resources, plant soil sciences, and protecting the environment initiatives. These initiative winners are sponsored by the Sue Marshall Endowment, the Hazel Jordan Endowment, the Southern Cotton Ginners, the Arkansas 4-H Foundation, Epsilon Sigma Phi, and Miss Beth Phelps. May Lamb, Housing and Home Environment, Howard County. Hannah Crawford, Fabrics and Fashion, Union County. Jeffrey Herndon, Gardening and Horticulture, Hot Spring County. Caleb Swears, Crop Science, Lonoke County. Austin Frege, Gardening and Horticulture, Union County. Rachel Harris, Shooting Sports, Faulkner County. David Lehman, Environmental Stewardship, Polk County. Joining us on stage to make award presentations is Mr. Keith Perkins, President of Epsilon Sigma Phi. Jared McPeak, Outdoor Adventures, Saline County. How do I say Saline? Joining us on stage to present this award is Ms. Beth Phelps, Ouachita District Director.
Our final group of record book winners represent the Strengthening Families, Utilizing Science and Technology, and Valuing Agriculture Initiative areas. These areas are sponsored by the National Extension Association of Family and Consumer Sciences, Sam and Helen Walton Child Development, the Arkansas 4-H Foundation, Arkansas Farm Bureau, Arkansas Association of Cooperative Extension Specialists, and the Arkansas County Agriculture Agents Association. Katie Head, Family Life, Greene County. Joining us on stage to make tonight's awards presentation is Ms. Carla DeMint, FCS agent from Izard County and Secretary of the Arkansas Association of Family and Consumer Science Agents. Ashley Terry, Family Life, Pike County. Daniel Sanchez Trujillo, Technology and Engineering, Benton County. Jessica Goodo, Vet Science, Garland County. Joshua Rogers, Technology and Engineering, Howard County. Davis Smith, Technology and Engineering, Mississippi County. Bailey Mangrum, Agriculture, Greene County.
Congratulations to our 2017 record book winners. At this time, we would like to showcase the achievements of tonight's final Governor's Award finalist, Mary Alice Cole from Izard County.
.4-H is something that has something for everyone. It has shooting sports, it has sewing, I've learned robotics, I've done things that I'd never thought that I would be able to do in an organization, and it's just incredible. And the leadership skills and the community service and everything else combined, it's just an amazing organization. I got my start in 4-H with chickens, the poultry chain actually. We moved and my mother decided that she wanted chickens, and so we brought home 50 chickens, and it kind of branched from there. When I started 4-H, I thought I was going to be a meteorologist. And then I thought that I was going to be a vet. And I always dreamed about being a photographer, doing something with a camera since I was little, but 4-H gave me the opportunity to hold a professional camera, a DSLR camera, and I had never had access to that before. And so I had the opportunities and the abilities to compete around the state and even the country in photography contests, and that sparked my love for photography.
I've seen a lot of youth come through our program, and a lot of them like to involve an activity or two into their life. Mary Alice involved life into 4-H. What she did, it was involved through 4-H somehow.
There's a food pantry in Melbourne that I volunteer at during Thanksgiving and the Christmas. And to be from such a small town, to see the 100 families that we feed and their sparkle in their eye whenever I hand them their turkey or their food for their Christmas or Thanksgiving meal is something that I will never be able to experience anywhere else. They are so thankful that they will have food on the table, and I would not be able to do that without the Manna House. One very important county O-Rama that I remember is a time that a young girl came over to me and she needed help in her very first 4-H event, and she was doing fashion review, and I've done fashion review for a very long time, and so I got to walk her through her very first 4-H event, and that was so inspirational and so amazing to me because I remember my very first 4-H event, and I remember every person that helped me through that, and I remember I was so nervous, so to be a part of that experience with her was very amazing for me.
I've seen Mary Alice helping a youth in the livestock barn at the fair in the morning and put on a green jacket and be at the Capitol that afternoon with our leadership representing 4-H. Mary Alice, just a young girl from Izard County to achieve the state 4-H president, it's taken her a lot of places. She's been a shining light in our community. We appreciate all she's done for our program.
Coming into 4-H, I never had any idea that I would stand in front of thousands of people and say that I'm president of an organization that reaches 145,000 youth across the state. I've been able to travel the country. Being a part of that has completely changed my life.
Mary Alice, please join us on the stage to be recognized as a 2017 finalist for your hard work and dedication to Arkansas 4-H.
Congratulations, Mary Alice. I would now like to ask Dr. Darlene Millard, former Arkansas 4-H state leader and sponsor of the Governor's Award, to come to the stage. Dr. Millard will be joined by Dr. Rick Cartwright, Dr. Martha Ray Sorter, and Dr. Christina Miller, Assistant to the Vice President of Agriculture, as the representative from Dr. Mark Cochran's office to present the 2017 Governor's Award. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please turn your attention to the video screens for a very special announcement from Governor Asa Hutchinson.
All 4 of these finalists have done excellent work, and we are all proud of you. Now it is my honor to announce the 2017 Arkansas 4-H Governor's Award recipient, Stephanie Williams.
Congratulations to the Governor's Award finalists, the Governor's Award winner, and all of tonight's honorees. We would like to again thank the Arkansas Electric Cooperatives and the Arkansas Farm Bureau Federation for making this evening possible. Let's give them a round of applause for all they do for our organization. Before we end, we have a few quick announcements to make. First off, thanks to the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, everyone gets a 4-H green fleece blanket before you leave tonight. Note, adults, you will be able to pick yours up on your way out. Delegates, we will be giving those to your leaders as you get ready to leave at the end of the week, so be sure to pick those up from your leaders. Secondly, don't forget, you can always follow our Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and our Twitter feed, username @Arkansas 4-H. Thirdly, there will be a dance immediately following this ceremony. We will need 45 minutes to set up, so please exit and go downstairs until we call you back in. And lastly, new and retiring ambassadors will be recognized at the Events Awards Assembly tomorrow evening at 6:30 p.m. here in the ballroom. Ambassadors, please wear your polos and khakis to that event. Once again, we would like to thank you for joining us this evening, and special thanks to all of our donors in tonight's awards. This concludes our program for the Arkansas 4-H Awards Assembly of Excellence ceremony. We are adjourned.